Victim mentality is a psychological mindset in which an individual consistently perceives themselves as a victim of external circumstances or other people's actions. This outlook is not merely a temporary feeling of vulnerability, but rather a pervasive pattern of thinking and behavior that can severely impair personal growth and relationships. The toxic traits associated with victim mentality create a self-perpetuating cycle of negativity, blame, and helplessness, which ultimately undermines both the individual and those around them. One of the most prominent traits of victim mentality is the persistent blaming of others. Individuals with this mindset rarely take responsibility for their own actions or decisions. Instead, they attribute their problems and failures exclusively to external forces, whether it be other people, society, or fate. This refusal to accept accountability fosters a sense of powerlessness and helplessness, as they believe they have little control over their own lives. Consequently, they adopt a pessimistic outlook, expecting negative outcomes and feeling trapped by circumstances beyond their influence. Defensiveness is another hallmark of victim mentality. When confronted with criticism or offered help, these individuals often react with hostility or denial, perceiving such interactions as attacks rather than opportunities for growth. Rather than seeking solutions, they tend to complain and magnify problems, which reinforces their victim status and prevents constructive change. Their thinking is frequently characterized by catastrophic and all-or-nothing patterns, where situations are viewed in extremes without nuance or hope for improvement. Rumination, or obsessive focus on their distress and perceived injustices, further entrenches the victim mindset. Instead of moving toward forgiveness or resolution, they dwell on past wrongs, which fuels ongoing resentment and emotional turmoil. This fixation often leads to moral elitism, where they see themselves as morally superior victims and others as persecutors or wrongdoers. Such a black and white worldview isolates them socially and emotionally, as it fosters judgment and alienation. A significant consequence of victim mentality is a marked lack of empathy. Preoccupied with their own suffering, individuals often dismiss or minimize the feelings and struggles of others. This self-centered focus can manifest as manipulation, where the person uses their victim status to garner sympathy, control others, or avoid responsibility. Emotional symptoms commonly associated with this mindset include frustration, anger, anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, and social isolation, all of which compound the individual's difficulties. Moreover, entitlement and selfishness frequently accompany victim mentality. Feeling justified in demanding special treatment or sympathy, these individuals may act selfishly, disregarding the needs or boundaries of others. Their fear of further harm or failure can lead to risk avoidance, limiting their willingness to try new experiences or take responsibility for their future. This avoidance perpetuates a cycle of helplessness and stagnation. In conclusion, victim mentality encompasses a range of toxic traits: blaming others, lack of responsibility, defensiveness, pessimism, rumination, moral elitism, lack of empathy, manipulation, emotional distress, entitlement, and risk avoidance that collectively hinder personal development and damage relationships. Recognizing these traits is the first step toward breaking free from this destructive mindset and fostering healthier, more empowered ways of thinking and interacting with the world.